before I begin this review, I feel like I should let you know that I'm one of the few people in the world that enjoyed Suicide Squad. I don't think it deserves the hate it seems to have received. I thought it was quite an enjoyable movie. I can understand some parts of it and some critique from it, but overall, I enjoyed it. That being said, this is a standalone movie and you don't need to know anything about Suicide Squad. There's no need to see Suicide Squad before you go and see Birds of Prey. So you can just kind of push that all to one side. And let's go on with the review. What's up, dudes and dudettes, all you awesome people? Welcome to the Geeky Heathen channel. I am Glen, the Geeky Heathen, here with my spoiler-free review. As always, spoiler-free review for Birds of Prey and the fantabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn. What a mouthful of a title. I mentioned this is a standalone movie. It has a couple of references to Suicide Squad, but you don't need to have seen Suicide Squad. There's a few little hidden treasures in there and a few little funny jokes. But this is going to be spoiler-free. I'm not going to mention anything at all about the plot details other than what's already been in the trailers. So people who've seen the trailers want to see the movies. It's not a Birds of Prey movie. It's a Harley Quinn movie. They should have called it the Harley Quinn movie. that's my biggest outtake out of the whole thing. I don't understand that title. I feel like the title is completely misleading. Harley Quinn, the movie, is what this should have been called. The Fantabulous Adventure of Harley Quinn. Then I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. But the fact they called it Birds of Prey movie, I was expecting it to be more like all about Birds of Prey. Right, spoiler free. Let's start this off, shall we? So, visually, this was absolutely stunning. It was so colourful, this movie. It was just beautiful cinematography. I absolutely loved it. I would say that, first of all. And we see from the trailers, this movie is about Harley Quinn. It's about her splitting up with the Joker, or Mr. J, separating and finding her own, landing on her feet and going her own way. It's all about the separation. That's what this movie is all about. You have... I don't want to give any details away. I probably will do a spoiler review on this movie separately, because I want to keep this review, like all my reviews, spoiler free. So, positives and negatives. I try not to give the plot detail away, so I don't want to do it. We all know that Black Mask is in this through the trailers. I did not know who Black Mask was. I didn't know a lot of these DC characters. I looked it up before I went to the movie to see it, so I thought, right, I should look back into a bit of backstory of these people, then go and watch it. The story itself, it's very Deadpool-esque. It kind of reminds me, as it's almost like Deadpool-esque. The story is told by Harley Quinn to the audience whilst the story's happening. And it's funny. It is very funny. I found it to be funny. I enjoyed some of the jokes throughout it. There's one thing about the storytelling in this that I can see would probably annoy some people. I absolutely loved this. I did it. And the timeline, there's a lot of jumping backwards and forwards. So Harley Quinn will be telling a story, and you get to a certain point, and then she'll be like, "Oh, actually, I should tell you about this." And you have the whole rewind, and it tells you this, and meet this person. It had a lot of introductions to people, and every character you meet is introduced from Harley Quinn. So it's Harley Quinn, this person here, blah blah, blah, and her talking about it. And I really, really loved that style of storytelling. I thought it was absolutely amazing, and I liked the fact that the storyline was slightly jumbled. And it was here, there, here, there. You're like, what's going on? Because it felt like you were inside Harley Quinn's mind. I don't know if that was what they were going for when they wrote the screenwriters, but that's what it felt like to me, and I really enjoyed that sense of it. it was a Harley Quinn movie. This should have been called the Harley Quinn movie because I really loved that. I will also say the fight scenes in this. I love some of the fight scenes in this. It was almost like, I would say it was John Wick. It was almost like John Wick style fighting. Harley Quinn is a badass. It was absolutely amazing, some of these fight scenes. There is one fight scene towards the end, the latter part of the movie, whole scene, that I would say seemed very, very different to the rest of the fight scenes. It almost seemed like they had a different choreographer. It's almost like it was completely differently styled. It was very colourful, that latter part it was, but I preferred some of the earlier scenes and from different scenes throughout the movie. So that was a bit strange, a little bit disjointed. I've got pros and cons, as I do with every sort of movie. Yeah, there's some bits I'm not happy with, but I'd have to save them bits for a spoiler review. So, negative spoiler-free parts for me is the title. It's titled Birds of Prey. So, from the trailer, Birds of Prey, we have Huntress Renee Montoya. Renee Montoya sounds like a very 80s cop name. Renee Montoya, Huntress, Cassandra Cain, and Black Canary are the Birds of Prey. I thought from the title this was going to be more of a Birds of Prey movie. I'm glad it's not. I went in with low expectations, well, mixed expectations. I was kind of putting myself down, like, don't expect a lot. Then I was like, oh, I really want it to be good, because I love Harley Quinn. I think Harley Quinn is absolutely an amazing character, and I think that Margot Robbie plays Harley Quinn amazingly. I'll say in this movie as well, plays Harley Quinn absolutely amazing. It's just like something from the comics. It's just how I imagine her from the cartoons. She sounds, acts, and looks just like Harley Quinn, and some of the scenes are absolutely amazing. And I really, really like Margot Robbie's adaptation of Harley Quinn. Absolutely amazing. Negatives first of all. Title. The title for me, they should just call it Harley Quinn movie, or A Fantabulous Adventure of Harley Quinn. The Fantabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn is what they should have called it. They shouldn't have mentioned Birds of Prey at all. That should have been like a bonus that pops up in the movie where people are like, oh, look, it's Birds of Prey. That would have been, I think, a lot better, because your expectations would have been slightly different to what they are going in with a title such as The Birds of Prey. Also, I'd say character development. The whole movie is about Harley Quinn. I'd say 90% of it, 90 to 95% of it is about Harley Quinn. Then you got this 5% Birds of Prey, and plus some bad guys in there as well. I'd say I didn't feel any sort of connection to the Birds of Prey apart from Harley Quinn. She was the only character that I felt some sort of connection to with, and I wanted to follow and was interested in her storyline. The rest of the Birds of Prey, I even though they were introduced by Harley, they had these little scenes and had little backstories. I didn't feel like I knew these characters. I didn't think they had enough screen time for me to invest any sort of emotions or feelings towards these characters. So they were just like an extra person on the screen who I wasn't invested in. I really feel like, because of the title Birds of Prey, they should have had a bit more time for them. But I love the scenes with Harley Quinn. I think maybe extend the movie, make it longer, but have more for them so I can become more invested. Have it as a Birds of Prey movie. I mean, I probably don't want to see a Birds of Prey movie. I'd see a Harley Quinn movie, but not a Birds of Prey movie. Right, my last negative, I'll give 3 negatives, 3 positives. My last negative is going to be, he's in the trailer. It's the hyena, Bruce the hyena. Not enough screen time. Nowhere near enough screen time, and I won't give any spoilers, but I wanted more. I wanted a lot more. Positives. Let's go on to 3 positives from the movie. Comedy. It was a very funny movie. I was laughing throughout it. A lot of people were laughing throughout it around in the audience as well. It wasn't just me. I found it very funny. I really liked that. I was worried going in that they were going to go for a serious, because I think they're going to fall back to the classical DC days. They're going for a serious superhero movie, trying to make it very dark and foreboding, but make it more serious overtone. Whereas this had a lot more light-heartedness to it, and comedy and fun. The real thing that I will take out of this title is the Fantabulous, and it was fantabulous. There was a lot of fun in it. It was fabulous fun. I really enjoyed it and I laughed a lot throughout it. So the comedy in there, and I would say there's 2 characters as well on positives in this. Harley Quinn is definitely one of them, and the second one for me is Black Mask. Ewan McGregor. Everybody knows how good an actor Ewan McGregor is. I don't need to tell anyone how good an actor he is. I knew nothing about Black Mask. I looked up some details about Black Mask, and I still didn't really know anything about it. Even looking him up, he just seemed like your stereotypical bad guy. But Ewan McGregor played this part, and I don't know how true it is to the character from the comics. I will read some more comics to find out. But it took me a while, but I really liked the take on this bad guy. I really liked how he portrayed him, the way he played him. You felt really unsure of him. Like, one minute he's funny, then he's serious, and it's like, oh, and he had these turns, and you could see the darkness in his character. I quite liked it. I really, really liked the way Ewan McGregor played him. Same as I liked the way Margot Robbie played Harley Quinn. Played that amazingly. I said Harley Quinn. I could not get enough. Every single, from the sounds to the looks to the speeches to some of the actions, every single part of this movie was just, Margot was 100% Harley Quinn. I loved it. And my third favourite then, my third positive from this movie is going to be the fight scenes. Like I say, apart from the fight scene towards the latter part of the movie, there was 2 other major fight scenes, I'd say, or there was a few little scenes, one major fight scene, and there's one scene, without going into spoilers, there is one scene, I'm not sure if it's in the trailer or not, so I won't mention it, there's one scene that was very colourful and also amazingly choreographed and amazing fight scenes throughout it, and I absolutely loved it, and I will watch this over and over again just to see that scene because I absolutely loved it. The cinematography of that scene alone, the comedy in that scene, but the fight scene I think was absolutely amazing, and that scene there to me makes, especially, I don't want to give spoilers, but that scene there, that fight scene towards the end of that fight scene, very much John Wick-esque fight scene to me, and that's what it reminds me of. That style and that choreography of it, I thought was absolutely brilliant. So there's some positives, there's some negatives. There are some bits that I'm not happy with, like I said, but I will leave them for a spoiler discussion. The main thing for me I'm going to take away from this is it's not a Birds of Prey movie. I'm going to go on to my rating, and I've decided I'm going to change up my rating style. I've always done a rating out of 5, but I'm always putting a point in there. So I'm putting a 0.5 in everything. So I kind of feel like I'm going to have to extend my rating system to your standard 10 system. So to rate this movie out of 10, I'm going to say it's not a bad movie. I did enjoy the movie. I did have some negatives. I don't think it's fantastic. I feel like the character development, the character development, the title, that really let it down a little bit. It did, and a few things that I can't talk about without going into spoilers let it down a little bit. The fight, it felt a bit unnatural. Sometimes Harley Quinn was amazing at everything, and there's other bits where I was like, why can't Harley Quinn fight this person? Harley Quinn's amazing in other scenes, but I'll save that for a spoiler discussion. I'll go on to my rating. I am going to rate this movie a 7 out of 10. Definitely a 7 out of 10. I'd say it's a solid 7 out of 10. I wouldn't rate it any lower than that. I'm only rating it so low because I wasn't invested in any of the other characters. If they retitled this to The Fantabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn, then I think it's perfect. But the other characters, without going too much spoiler, I didn't feel any investment into them. They had some funny moments, don't get me wrong. A few of them had, Huntress really made me laugh a few times. Slight spoiler, but the costumes at the end, what? Who? What? I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it for a spoiler section. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in and listening to my review. Let me know down below though, along with the normal YouTube stuff. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. Have you seen the movie? Are you going to see the movie? I am extremely interested in your thoughts. And did you agree with me, disagree with me? It's not a Birds of Prey movie, even though it's titled Birds of Prey, is my major thing I'm taking out of this. But I'm very, very interested in your thoughts. Let me know what you think. I'm going to end it here before I waffle on far too long, and I will catch you all in my next video. Till then, Much love. And stay awesome.